So today we're doing knotted braid stitch. If you ever made friendship bracelets back in the day, well, this one's for you. So to get started, I grabbed my thread, I tied a knot in it, and I just came up from the back along my guideline here to make a row like so. It's up to you how many colors you want to use. You could use a single color. You could just use two colors alternating. You could use as many colors as you have columns. You can use only two columns. One column wouldn't work. There'd be nothing to do. Would two even work? I'm not sure two even works. I would say at least three. But as many across as you want. Of course, the more you have across, the more work there's going to be for you. So the idea behind this was I was trying to make like a beach towel. I don't know how successful I was. So in the pattern, I ended up, I got tired. And so I made it across, and then you can kind of, I don't know if you can see how it's kind of folded over. I thought it would be kind of cool to make it really long and then do like, have it rolled, like a rolled up towel. I don't know if that's even possible. I clearly didn't get that far. Like at the very beginning, I was thinking of making it just like really, really long, like a friendship bracelet, but more of like a towel dimensions and just having it like flapping in the wind. But I was like, why would the towel just be flapping around? So I don't know. That's what I went with. It's supposed to look like a folded towel. I don't know how successful I was, but anyways, it's still fun to try new things, right? That's over here. Okay, so be sure when you do this. So I put these pretty close to each other. I think it'll work. You just want to make sure you're kind of being organized so your strands aren't getting tangled up at the ends. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the one on the far left, and we are going to take this and we are going to knot every single one of these working down the line here. We do two knots. So hopefully I can do this without bonking into the camera a bunch. Okay. So that's what I'm going to show you. Let me just get this out of the way too. Okay. So we go, make sure I'm in the camera. We go down and then through like this, just like a knot. I don't even know how else to say that. Okay, a knot. But you want to make sure that you kind of pull the strand that you're knotting over so that when you do this and pull this up, that this original first color is going to be the one that shows. Okay? So then we do a second knot. Same thing. So you don't want to leave it in your way. So I'll show you like a little trick here. So we want it like this, okay? But if you are pulling the opposite way, look what happens. You see that? How now if I go up, this light blue is going to be on the top. We don't want that. So I'm pulling on this light blue so that, and I have this one loose, so that when I pull up, I just see this original color. What is this, navy? Okay, whatever it is, whatever your original color is. All right, so then we go down the line. So our next color was this green color. When I pushed them to the side, they all got kind of weird. Okay, and we do it again with our first color. Original knot. I'm looking through the camera, it doesn't work. Okay. 1 and 2. All right, I thought it might help if I scooted back a little bit. 1, 2. Next color. I think the first row is the hardest, simply because your strands aren't really, I mean, they're kind of where you want them to be because of where we came out on the fabric, but you can see now that they're very distinctly kind of situated where they're going to be in the rows. So 1, 2, 1, 2, and the last one. Now, I don't know if you guys remember making these, but I always remember that it was always really hard to get the right amount of thread ahead of time. And it's not like you can add more. So when in doubt, have extra long lengths. I was always so sad if you're making this like really fancy bracelet and like it turns out you don't have it long enough. Like you don't have enough thread to actually make it long enough to be a bracelet. Okay, so I've moved on to the next color, obviously. And I am continuing. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We just keep going down the line. And so next will be the green going across, and then, oh, here, I made a mistake. Oops, can't even see it. Okay, I don't know if you can see how you can see the red, because I had this pulled too tight. If I pull the red, it'll kind of pop itself down, which is good. So for example, if I pull on my blue, is it gonna work? No, it's not working. Okay. Sometimes you can pop them back and forth like I originally showed. Sometimes they just don't listen. So I just think of like whatever color you're using, that's the color that I'm like knotting and moving around. And the other one just kind of stays straight, right? It's just going to get covered up. So my green stays straight. I'm just moving this light blue. Gosh, I used to make these all the time. Just making me all nostalgic. So one thing I had forgotten about that I realized as I was doing these is it shifts. I don't know if you can see, we're not coming straight down. We're going this way at a diagonal. So use that information however you like. I don't know how useful it is now or what that means to actually like correct it to make it come down straight. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to think about that. So at the end, for me, what I did is I rethreaded all of the loose ends and then tucked them back behind the fabric so they weren't just flailing. You could just leave them if you wanted to. You could like trim them and then tease them to kind of have them be like tassels or something. Kind of a turkey work kind of look. So one thing to keep in mind is to try to maintain a pretty even tension so that all of these knots you're making are the same size. I just made one like a little tighter than the others. Looks okay right now, but the one I did on my pattern tube for the beach day pattern, it's kind of wonky. I've thought about cutting it out and redoing it, although that was even the second time I did it. But so far, this looks like way better than this one that I did. You can see some of them were kind of bumpy and weird, right? I don't know what happened. If I was just like not paying attention, going too fast. Just wanted to get it done. I was having one of those days where I didn't have a lot of patience, I guess. I should never stitch on those days. So I'm just going to keep going. I don't think there's anything else I can say about this. Does it look like a towel? I don't know. I will tell you, I used to make friendship bracelets on vacation, so we'll just say that these are fun to make at the beach if you actually just want to make a bracelet. Of course, if you do want to make a bracelet, I would suggest not attaching it to your fabric. We would just tie all the strings together. We would do like double lengths of the thread and then fold them over and then tie a knot at the folded over end so you have like a loop. And then I would have safety pins and I would safety pin them to my pants or whatever. They would stay still while I made the bracelets. You guys, I don't know if anyone remembers how to do all like the fun. You can do kind of the chevron designs where you come in from both sides. So you have to have, let's see, you have to have, is that an odd number? I think it would be. I'd have to write it down to figure it out. Basically, you come from this side and this side, and then once they hit the middle, you tie them together. So it's the same color. So then you end up with the chevrons. Pretty fun. Oh, and then we would add beads. Oh, man. Oh, my God. Is anyone still watching this video? Bless you. Jessica's just talking now. Not teaching. So what is mine going to be? I don't even know how far I'm going to go here. Maybe I will just try to make it. I think it's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to go until it's like the proportions of a beach towel. And then maybe I'll try the frayed ends or something different. So, yeah. Okay. Have fun.